imagine how many people will never get the chance to leave their country, let alone their neighborhood, and, don't have these different people talking to them with different points of views. Don't understand there's people out there that want to help.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
Hey, are you interested in being on Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham? Well, the link is in the show notes.
And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
It's the 118th edition of Black Wall Street Today. I'm your guest host, Brian Owens, excited to share with you. Now, it's time for our very first guest, Miss C. Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. C. Nicole is a singer-songwriter, television producer, nonprofit founder, creative group, and publishing house owner. The Rain, Africa, is her first children's book, influenced by the need to have more historical books about African ethnic groups for the youth available, especially for children of African descent. She is also the author of American Presidential Parties, Their Relevance to People of African Descent. C. Nicole is a graduate of the University of Houston, having received a BA in marketing and minors in journalism and European studies, which included studying abroad in Europe and Africa. Wow. She cites herself as being a citizen of the world, with 90 plus countries under her belt before 30 years of age, but makes Dallas, Texas, USA her home base. She's an advocate for Pan-Africanism, uniting all people of African descent, and she is the founder of the nonprofit Pan-African Think Tank. You can find out more, donate, and shop apparel at panafricantt.org. I'd like to welcome C. Nicole. Welcome to Black Wall Street Today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you here. You have such an exciting background. Did I pick up on everything that the listeners need to know about you for the intro?
Hey, that's my whole life story.
Well, let's just dive right into it. And let me ask you, what made you write The Rain, Africa?
Yeah, so, as you mentioned, I've just traveled around the world so much. And, I came into contact with children who, didn't know about their ancestry, don't know where Africa even is on the map. And so you can't, try to progress as a people if you don't know your history, even know where you come from. So just wanting to educate the youth about their history that goes, they talk about history in school after slavery, but not about the history before slavery. Just wanted to educate the youth.
That's awesome. That's also one of my passions as well. With it being Black History Month, can you also tell us and the listeners a little bit about the nonprofit you founded, Pan-African Think Tank?
Yes, so Pan-African Think Tank was founded to bridge the gap between Africa and the African diaspora through collective means, to advocate. Basically, traveling a lot of people of African descent all around the world tend to think that we don't have the same problems, but we really do. And so just trying to bring everyone together to see how we can combat those problems as one.
Awesome. Now, you have a lot of traveling under your belt. I think we read 90 plus countries. Can you tell us how traveling and getting that world perspective really helped shape your perspective to what you bring to media and literary communities?
Yeah, so being able to travel, you're able to have more empathy. You're able to put yourself in other people's shoes. You're able to tell their stories because it's not just another story you read, right? So you were actually there with them, learning about it with them. So it just allows me to see things from a different perspective and to try to talk about things without bias, because obviously my life isn't the same as everyone else's life and vice versa. So that's how travel helped shape a lot of, the literary and media themes.
Can you tell us some of the things that the think tank is doing to help implement some of your goals?
Yes, so we're in the first phase, and the first phase includes us doing the research. A lot of the think tanks that we know of, they actually just pull from papers that they find, via the internet or library and things like that. And we don't. We actually are on the ground, collecting the research for ourselves in the communities with the people. So far, we've been to 7 countries to have our forums to gather this information. And so 5 have been on the continent of Africa. One was in Brazil, so South America, and then 1 in North America. And then in April, I'm going back out to have 5 more forums on the continent of Africa. So right now we're in the gathering of the research. We feel that in order to actually solve the problems, you have to have a plan. We don't just want to talk about it. We actually want to see how we can do it realistically.
I'm a big fan of realistic problem solving and very practical answers. So I definitely appreciate that. Can you talk about some of the goals, what you hope to achieve, and where you see this think tank maybe in 1-2 years?
Yeah, so right now COVID has slowed our travel down. A lot of places that Americans can't enter, or it's just super hard to do right now. So we hope to have all the forms done by the end of 2023. We still have to go to Oceania, which is not allowing us in right now. So just waiting on that. And then also, after we have all the forms, we're going to bring together the leaders of all the organizations into one spot and actually have a Pan-African think tank convention, kind of paying homage to the Pan-African Congress. So where we can sit down, hone in on the top 10 issues, with the hopes of working on the top 3 within this generation, with it continuing on, because obviously this goes beyond us. We'll be dead and gone before we finish all of these. So we just want to continue it, for the next generations. And then after that, we hope to have Pan-African think tank youth centers in these places that we have organizations that we partner with, because we've learned that a lot of the times we are just lacking the knowledge. We have the people, we have the willpower, we just don't have the knowledge. There's a lot of youth unemployment. So just getting them the skills that they need to be entrepreneurs and have their own jobs and, help others within the community as well. So we're definitely big fans of entrepreneurship and education.
Yeah, and those are exciting goals. I would love to see those type of youth centers be put up. Do you think that your skills that you developed at the University of Houston, marketing and journalism, do you feel like those help in what you're doing today? Or is this just more a raw, unrefined passion thing driving you?
Yeah, I think I actually learned more after I graduated college, because, you don't really get real life things. You're basically reading from the book and what the teachers tells you. So did I learn journalism there? Of course. And I can say that, learning the different tactics of writing did help me in the form of writing books and such. But as far as doing what I do at Pan-African Think Tank, really it was formed out of failure. Basically, I had understood that so many youth did not know where they come from. And I asked my nephew after one of my trips, he was 6 years old at the time, does he know his ancestry? Does he know where he comes from? And, he didn't know. And I'm like, man, I'm his aunt with all this knowledge, and he doesn't even know. So imagine, how many people out there don't know. Imagine how many people will never get the chance to leave their country, let alone their neighborhood. And, don't have these different people talking to them with different points of views. Don't understand there's people out there that want to help. Don't understand that the misconceptions you see in the media with the diaspora versus Africans, there's even a big gap there. And so going over there, even to have those forums, they've learned so much about the diaspora, and I've learned so much about them, so we can break down those misconceptions and what the media portrays as. So, it's just really trying to undo, and to say systematic racism and colonialism, to try to get us to get on the same page. So I would definitely say it's just me learning after college and doing the traveling on my own helped me formulate all these ideals and just want to work towards making it, better for us.
Now, a bunch of our listeners are also into the same goals that you are, but undoing systemic racism is untying a 400, 500-year knot. It can be very demotivating. It's a very long road. What advice do you have for people who aspire to do things like you and continue to help the community, even though it seems like an overwhelming task?
I feel like my advice would be just to form your own path, like carve out your own niche, right? So my niche is I'm not worried about what whites have done. My concern is getting us to become a family, right? I'm not worried about the outside influence. I'm just focusing on us and what we can do so then we can be strong enough to fight against it or build our own things, things that Malcolm had in mind, Marcus Garvey. So I would say don't look at everybody else. I would say to have a positive mindset. Don't worry about what's not happening right now. This will benefit future generations. You want your future generations to be better. I would say to keep pushing. I would say to get sleep, stay healthy, because you can't do this if you're not healthy. I will also say to make sure that you have people who want to see you succeed. As we know, Judas and the Black Messiah just came out, a great story about Fred Hampton. Make sure you have people who actually are there for you and not trying to break you down. Vet everyone around you. So yeah, those are things that I would, those are the pieces of advice that I would give.
All right. And lastly, I want to circle back to this book, The Rain, Africa. Now, you already let us know why you wrote this book and what you expect, but I'd like to know, after a young person reads this book, what is your vision? What is your dream that they will take this information and do what?
If you are a young person not of African descent, I want you to take from it that Africa is more than what they show on TV, that Africa has a rich culture. If you are of African descent, I want you to have pride. If you don't have it already, gain more pride. I want you to be proud of your heritage. I want you to go out there and represent Africa in a positive way. Be inspired by these stories and push us forward.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your time. I really would like all of our listeners to know where they can follow up with you personally, because as you stated earlier, one of the main goals is for us to become a family, focus on ourselves and the positivity. So if somebody wants to donate, if somebody just wants to reach out with you and say, hey, I also have the same goals, I also have the same dreams and vision, how can I help you? How can I help the movement? Where can they find you? And also tell them what they can do to help once they've contacted you.
Yes, so you can find us on social media at PanAfricanTT. Also, panafricantt.org directly. And what you can do to help us, you can donate. You can donate directly at panafricantt.org. If you don't want to donate, you can shop apparel. We have a ton of fashionable apparel. This is one of our sweaters to just represent, what we do. We also would love for you to spread the word. Also, if you're doing something similar to us, please reach out in our contact form. We would love to be a part of it. We would love to help as well. And if you want to contact me personally, you can reach me on all socials at Miss C Nicole. So that's MSCNICHOLE. And I'm always around. I'm always answering DMs, whatever, you need from me, I'm available. And if you want to know more about the book, you can go to panafricanpublishing.com. You can buy it there or buy it at all your major retailers like Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, Walmart, wherever you shop.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us again. That was C. Nicole.
Are you a 757 business owner? Do you desire to make new connections and grow your community involvement? Could you benefit from taking classes to sharpen your skills? Well, join Black Brand, Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Completing a membership application is simple. Just click onto our website at www.blackbrand.biz or download the app. We look forward forward to meeting and building with you soon.
This show is brought to you by Positive Vibes Incorporated, our consulting services. We do credit fixes, tax resolution, we lend private money to real estate investors, and we do debt consolidations. Basically, we put money in your pocket when you need money. We put money in your pocket when you need money. 757-932-0177.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party.
Phenomenal. Hey, yo, when I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Phenomenal.